Kia ora koutou katoa, no mai hara mai ki te ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, te kore mako o Taranaki 94.8 and 98.4. Here's the salt of the earth, community-minded man who hails from the far north, but now resides in beautiful Taranaki ki Tonga with his beautiful wife Te Ruinga and their four tamariki. He has a deep passion for his whānau, his community, te Ao Kapa Haka, and all things to do with rangatahi. He's a key figure in resurrecting the mighty Patea Warriors and the founder of the Waihotanga Sports and Cultural Club. He's an all-round good bloke and an inspiration to many. Tere Diamond, kia ora my bro, how are we? Kei te pēhia koe?
Rawe brother, tēnā koe, how are we?
Very well, thank you. Hey, it's good to have you here with us today. Looking forward to our kōrero. But before we start, ko wai koe no he koe, a bit about yourself and where you're from.
Tēnā tātou, ko Tere Diamond tōku ingoa, heuri tēnei no te whare tapu o Ngāpuhi. Hoi anō, kei te hāwere noho anō I nai nei. Yep, Tere Diamond, born and bred in East Auckland. Hail from the mighty Hokianga, but married into the Maunga, and been here since 2018, brother.
It's good to have you here with us, my bro. It's good. I'm sure you're missing that beautiful weather in Te Tai Tokere because she's a bit wet here at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is, bro. Sure is.
Hey, so just to start off, just give us a bit about yourself, obviously, as a young fella. What was it that got you into kind of sports and kapa haka, and who were some of those key people, key mentors when you were a young fella getting into sports and kapa haka?
Growing up, we're a stronghold rugby league family. So born and bred at the Mount Wellington Warriors Rugby League Club. My mum and dad were actually founders of the Glenninnis Falcons as well. So they've been major figures, role models in my life in regards to rugby league, along with my brother and pretty much our whole family. So we grew up rugby league, nothing else. We weren't allowed to play any other sports. And kapa haka I didn't grow up doing kapa haka. Wasn't until I got to my last year of school where I did kapa haka and sort of just fell in love with it from there. Went to Auckland University after I left Sacred Heart College and met a lot of bros who were very passionate about kapa haka as well. Joined Te Manuhuia, where I met my lovely wife Te Ruinga. And yeah, the rest is pretty much history, bro. A lot of the lessons that we learned from Nan and Koro and manus and wakas is what we've applied to our everyday life within our whānau, and now here down in South Taranaki with ngā Waihotanga. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and my childhood and my background with rugby league and kapa haka, but very passionate about working with our rangatahi as well. So when we moved to Patea, you know, I saw a lot of kids at the skate park and down the rugby fields and just thought, what an awesome opportunity to sort of channel all that energy onto the footy field. So that's where that idea came from, and it's built to what it is today. A very strong club down here in the south now, and yeah, just always looking to provide more opportunities for our kids, bro. So yeah.
That's awesome. You mentioned your lovely wife, Te Ruinga there, and you've met in Tamariki. So how obviously that's how you ended up moving down here to Paradise, is that right?
Yeah, pretty well. Third time lucky, bro. It took a couple of goes to move here. The first time was 2011. I think it only lasted 6 weeks. Howard was far too slow for me at the time. Tried again in 2015. I think we lasted about a year and a half. But it was 2018 after we lost our brother-in-law. Seeing my kids run around at the pa with all their grandparents, great-grandparents, aunties, uncles. You know, she's got a huge village down here. And yeah, it sort of hit, and I knew that's what I wanted for my kids. So I think after we lost our bro, about 3 weeks later, we made the move to Patea. And yeah, the rest is pretty much history, bro. And it's been a blessing in disguise. We ended up moving next 2 houses down from Te Ruinga's mum and dad. So the kids were very fortunate enough to get all that time with their koro before he passed as well. So yeah, it's definitely been a blessing in disguise, bro. And yeah, I can't see myself ever leaving the Maunga now. So,
you mentioned Uncle Archie there. Yeah, obviously he'll be really proud of all the mahi that you and Te Ruinga and the rest of the whānau are doing. And you spoke about how important whānau is. And so with your tamariki, are they heavily engaged in sports and kapa as well?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So They don't have a choice. They've got to play rugby league. You know, that's just it's a family trait. But in saying that, I did, you know, always tell them, you know, when you turn 10, you know, we're never going to force them to do anything they don't want to do. And our first boy, you know, as soon as he turned 10, we asked him, 1 more year, son? He reckons, nope. You know, sort of broke the heart a little bit, but, you know, we're not going to try and relive our dreams through our kids. But I've still got kids, my other boys still playing footy. And Kapa Haka, yeah, they're sort of born into it. They don't really have a choice per se, but it's one of those ones where they can get hoha with it at times. But, you know, deep down, we know it's a huge passion. And once they get on the stage, they love it. So, yeah, it's built into them by default.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So your role, so what portai do you have on currently in terms of your sports and Kapa Haka spaces?
So I've just removed our portai with the Patea Warriors now. We've given that back to the community, and that's going really, really awesome. That was the whole goal, was to set it up, pass it back to the community so that we can sort of focus on some other things. In 9-8, still kaiako for Te Kapako Waihotanga alongside Te Ruinga. So as you know, we're getting ready to commence our Matatini campaign, which we're really excited about and really fortunate to have that opportunity. But I also hold the sports portfolio within the club as well, and also the coordinator for our tamariki as they head over to the Aotearoa New Zealand Māori Rugby League tournament over in Rotorua there. So yeah, that's the portai we currently got on until we get that tournament out of the way and take that one on, put the other one on, and then shift the focus back to Hakas again. So yeah, it's pretty hard to find the balance sometimes.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel ya. Now, Waihotanga Sports and Cultural Club, awesome kaupapa. Where did this begin, and what was the vision and the aspirations behind its formation?
Well, as you know, you were part of the first one, bro. It started off as just a kapa, you know, and kapa whakataitai. So our goal was to go to regionals. So we had that awesome campaign in 2019 leading up to the 2020 regionals. And then that regionals got cancelled 48 hours out from our competition. And then it sort of, with COVID happening, and then the postponement of Te Matatini, it gave us a lot of time to sort of reset, refresh, and go and look at other opportunities. Then we also we wanted to go to the Aotearoa Māori Rugby League competition. We soon realised that because there was so much interest within that tournament, that the coordinators had restricted teams to each club to only having one team in each grade. So it was a blessing in disguise to be able to start the Waihotanga sports branch, because prior to us starting the league branch for our kids, all our kids played for Taranaki whānau, but now with the committee putting in that rule that they can only have one team per club, it means that, you know, we'll probably have 100+ kids miss out on experiencing that tournament. So, you know, as we get ready to head away to this year's tournaments, ourselves and Taranaki whānau both have under 10s teams, both have an under 11s team, both have an under 12s teams, which means that the majority of the kids within our rohe are getting that opportunity to go over there and play in that tournament. So, yeah, that's where it's come from, and we've got social netball teams, and looking to amalgamate with some of the local basketball clubs here as well. So, yeah, a lot of things in the works at the moment, bro, in regards to the sports side of the club. But yeah, just trying to provide as many opportunities for our rangatahi Māori. So.
That's awesome, bro. That's really, really awesome. And obviously, you know, there's the sporting element, but the cultural element's really, really important to you guys in the club. That's a big part of the rugby league kaupapa, right?
Yeah, definitely, bro. You know, we sort of when people come into the club, we let them know ngā pau o te whare, our tuapapa, me ki, so that they understand what they're coming into. You know, it's not just coming to ngā Waihotanga to play rugby league. We're trying to use the club, Kapa Haka Rugby League, as those vehicles to help some of our whānau reconnect to their taha Māori. You know, just for some of them going to a marae is new. So yeah, just using the club and using those avenues to help reconnect some of our whānau without having those barriers of being whakamā and scared. So yeah, trying to nurture them in that space to our, to the best of our ability, but making sure that ko te tikanga te tuatahi.
Awesome. So yeah, you mentioned earlier some of our tamariki are heading away to the Aotearoa New Zealand Māori tamariki tournament very shortly. So how cool has that kind of preparation been, and how's the kids? They're all excited to head away to Rotorua?
Yeah, bro, the kids are wrapped. They're so excited. We've actually had a really good build-up campaign. Started a few weeks ago. Actually, we actually just before the holidays, we had to have a trial. We had that many applications come through for our teams that we literally had to have a trial, which I was really hoping to avoid, because the last thing you ever want to do is turn kids away. But we had a trial, and since then, once our teams were named, we've had warm-up games against Manawatu Māori, who we hosted here up in Hawera. A couple of weeks after that, we hosted Taranaki whānau down here as well. And just the weekend gone, our under-10s headed down to Palmerston North to compete in a mini warm-up tournament as well. So the kids have had heaps of game time leading up to this tournament. We're probably a lot more prepared this year than we were last. Last year was sort of just our club wanted to go over as our club, and yeah, so they got that experience last year, but the build-up this year has been a lot better this year. So yeah, looking forward to heading over to Rotorua.
Awesome, man. What is it about the Māori Rugby League tournaments that make them so unique and so special?
Oh, wow, that's a tough one. I think the fact that it's a Māori tournament, seeing so many kids embrace their culture, using rugby league as the vehicle, seeing kids out on the field going hard and representing their iwi, their hapu, their rohe, their hapori, their whānau. There's something about that tournament that you just don't see anywhere else. The kotahitanga, whanaungatanga, yeah, there's something special about those tournaments that you just don't get it normal club level. So yeah, it's one of the highlights of the year, to be honest. We look forward to going over there every year, and it's a great opportunity for our kids as well to go out there and mingle and then just enjoy playing footy and representing their rohe and their maunga. So yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. So what does the future look like for Ngā Waihotanga Sports and Cultural Club?
Ooh, hopefully to keep growing, but maybe not this fast. We've grown at a rapid pace in regards to the footy branch, which is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The Kapa Haka is always going to be our it was always our main focus. But with the next reanga coming through, bro, there's probably not many stands we've got left in us before our kids start taking over. So I suppose just making sure we've got pathways, not just for Kapa Haka, but Māori sports as well. There's a lot of Māori tournaments that happen throughout the motu, and we just want to be able to keep providing those opportunities for our kids to go and represent where they're from under the umbrella of the club. And yeah,
it's awesome. Hey, well, I'm really excited to see how the teams go. Our Ngā Waihotanga whānau, our Taranaki whānau. So, end up, so to speak, Ngā Waihotanga Sports and Culture Club doing some amazing things for our whānau here in Taranaki. Such an uplifting and empowering kaupapa that is changing lives. So, big mihi to you, Tere, for being you and for your team and for the crew behind the scenes doing all the hard mahi that they do for all our tamariki, all our rangatahi and all our hapori. We cannot wait to hear how the young ones go at the tournament. So thanks again for your time, and we wish you and the club all the very best for what the prosperous future looks like. So ngā mihi nui ki a koe te rangatira.